Is this the fun part?
Oh, this is the...
See, now, for you guys...
On Murder Mountain, I went on a mission trip to Nicaragua. By definition, it's a cult. It's like an AA meeting. It really is. It's designed the same way. You work all season and then you get chucked inside the mountain. You don't talk to my bartender that way. God hates a lying tongue. What part of that did you not understand? Mm-hmm. That's when they made the Netflix thing.
We haven't even got to
I didn't even get the part.
And just like that, we are back with chapter 92 of the universe according to Mugsy. I'm sitting here with someone I have been dying to get on the podcast. Probably the most interesting human being that exists on planet Earth, but definitely the most interesting human being that I have ever interacted with. My food runner, Mary Todd. What is going on, my friend? Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Oh, wow. Thanks for having me. Yeah, you're welcome. What is going on? Oh, gosh. What isn't going on? So many things.
We just went outside. We were hanging out for a little while. We already touched on so much craziness. I don't even know where to start off for the viewers. When we met, maybe, I don't even know when it was, maybe just over 6 weeks ago at this stage of the game, we had such an interesting conversation. And it felt like way more than just a conversation. I was telling my wife, it felt like Mary Todd looked at me and she saw a wound that I didn't even know that I had. And she taught me how to address it without ever mentioning a word about what my trauma was. And it was the weirdest experience that I ever had. And that was just the start. And then I got to know you. And you're a crazy person as well. And I wanted to take this opportunity to just maybe let the world into this crazy world that apparently you and I are so much closer to than I could have ever imagined. Never on the first day that we met did I think that we'd be hanging out like this. And like so appreciative that I have this new friend, this crazy person that feels equal to my energy in some way, shape, or form.
Right? Yeah. Wow, I never imagined I'd be on a podcast, honestly.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, I thought about it a couple times, but I never imagined I'd be here. And yeah. So
you realize quickly it's just a conversation.
Yep.
Eventually we're going to forget about that camera and we're going to get right back into it. But partaking in that beforehand was that was great. Yes. So Mary Todd, from where?
Kentucky.
And how long did you live in Kentucky?
Oh my goodness. I was born in Kentucky. I was raised in Kentucky. I stayed there until I was in my early 20s, I think, when I left for good.
And early 20s, where'd you go?
I went to Augusta, Georgia with my children.
So you already had children in
Yeah.
your early 20s. Who was that with?
My ex-husband.
Ex-husband?
Yeah.
From Kentucky?
Yeah.
When did you guys get married? Or when did you guys get together? How did that go? Do you
Oh,
want to get
God.
into any of that?
No.
Okay. Then
Not
we'll
at
keep
all.
going. Let's go Georgia with the kids.
Skip to the good part, the kids.
Yeah, let's go Georgia with the kids then.
I was a single mom down there. That was a whole experience I never thought I'd experience.
What were you doing down there? How were you providing? Were you...
My mom helped me out a lot.
Nice.
Thank God for that. And then I was a lifeguard and adapted aquatics instructor at the Y in Augusta. I had a few different odd jobs here and there. Worked at Giuseppe's there, made pizza dough. Yeah, a couple other things. But let's see. We stayed there for 8 years. Then my mom passed away, and then and so my lifestyle changed quite a bit, and the grief was more than I could handle, and so I let my children go stay with their dad's family for a little while, and they wound up kind of staying there for a lot longer than a little while. A couple of them are actually still there, so.
And how many kids is this? Man, I'm doing a horrible job interviewing.
Oh, you're all right. 3. I have 3 kids.
3 kids.
Yeah.
And how about you, brothers and sisters?
I had a little brother. He's been gone for about 5 or 6 years now.
And what happened to him?
Some interesting things happened to my brother that resulted in a death with no autopsy. And so I've had a few people come forth and claim they know a few things, and then I'm just like, you know, I can ask my God, who, you know, I don't have to ask anyone any questions, I don't think, when it comes to that.
Not a completely uncommon thing for no autopsy deaths. It's not like it's the first time.
Well, usually when they're younger, and he was just past the year, like at a certain age, because I'd had a friend die a couple years before, and in the state of Kentucky, from 18 to, I forget what the age is now. It was like 30 something or 20. It was late 20s, early 30s. But whatever it was, my brother was past the cutoff date for them to automatically autopsy, because they want to know statistically what happened, especially when it's a younger person, especially with the drug use issues in Kentucky and stuff. So, yeah.
Now, you had left, you let the kids go back with your husband's family. And where did you end up?
I stayed in Georgia for a little while, and then I wound up going out to California.
What'd you do out there? How did you get from Georgia to California? What would take one over there? Did you pick it out in a magazine? Heard about it in a movie?
Well, I joined WOOF, which is Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms, and with the last $40 I had, I got the thing. And then I had a friend that was going down to Alabama. Wound up, I was able to get on a farm down in Alabama, so he was able to meet me and drop me off to the people, and I was able to ride with them on to the farm. So it was great.
From Alabama to California, you got a free ride?
Oh, no, that was from Georgia to Alabama. And then from Alabama...
The people from WOOF?
Where did I? Somehow or another, my next stop was California. It was 40 minutes from Fresno. That was terrible.
40 minutes from Fresno?
Yeah. After I left that farm, it was like setting all the captives free. It was wild. It was like all the people on the farm left. I left, and then they all left too.
Was that the cult one?
No, that's much more recent.
Okay, so that was just a farm opportunity.
Yeah.
That you just found out about, so you were out there in California. How long were you out there?
I was out there for a couple of years, off and on. I wound up on some marijuana farms and different things, and worked there, and then I stayed in town and slept in the forest and stuff like that for a while. And then
wild,
right?
Were you homeless or were you hippie?
I was both.
Okay, a little bit of each.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then, like like there was a spring there that I went back to Kentucky to watch my son graduate 8th grade, and my dad wound up, we took him to one appointment, and it turned out good, and then the next appointment they just was like, they didn't even want to let him leave the hospital. They wanted to do chemo.
Oh my God.
And we were like, no, not yet. So I spent that summer taking care of my dad. Then I came back out to California and like actually went to a discipleship school and all that.
Okay.
So it's a back and forth. It's like I'd have to come and take care of something with my family and then go back out to California and heal from it.
Okay.
Because it was a good healing place for me.
Is this while so your mom passes?
Yeah.
There's stuff you're dealing with too, right?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Is California like a party on a farm? It's not necessarily an easy. I was just trying to color it in for the viewer here.
It depends on what farm you're on.
Okay. A little bit of each, maybe.
Yeah. Out there, I would go to. I wound up roundabout. Somebody knew somebody that knew somebody is how I got on a farm.
Yeah.
But and it turned out good. And but it was kind of dangerous.
Okay.
It was getting to a point where the people on the farm down below us were getting excited because it was getting harvest time, and everybody gets all excited during harvest time because everybody's trying to steal everybody's crops. And
Oh God.
it was just so silly. And so they started shooting guns down there, and I was just like not trying to catch a stray bullet through the woods because I've got kids.
Yeah.
I got to stay alive for my kids. Even if I can't be with my kids, I've got to stay alive so that they will have somebody,
Yeah.
that knows them.
So you understood shit was changing.
Oh, yeah.
So, and now, where are we going from here? You're still in the back and forth?
No, after my dad died, I went back to California, and then I was at the Discipleship School, and I went on a mission trip to Nicaragua, and that's when COVID hit. They announced COVID right as we were getting ready to come back. And so we didn't get quarantined or anything, but some of us wound up getting COVID, and then we got quarantined anyway. It was ridiculous.
In Nicaragua?
No, on
side?
the campus. Yeah, on the campus of the Discipleship School, because some of them decided they was all going to have a party and have fun while one person was in their room sick, like it wasn't going to circulate through the freaking air. And I'm like, oh my God. I wanted to but it was Discipleship School. So what do? Just turn the other cheek? Yeah, I did. I turned the other cheek and I hit my joint.
Luckily, you're in California.
Right?
God didn't have many rules about that.
Shoot. So, right when we got back from Nicaragua, that's kind of when it gets tough. Because that's when I got the phone call about my brother right about the same time that I had agreed to help a heroin addict to get sober so that he could try to go get his inheritance or whatnot in Arkansas somewhere. Was the story that I got.
Yeah,
Some of it was true. I've still got recordings of the demons that spoke to me through that dude. Just a change in the whole conversation, like 3 hours of it. It's wild. Yeah. But anyway, so my brother went in for a gallbladder issue and came out with some serious heart trouble. And then there was I think his death certificate says something about congestive heart failure or something. But it was from the fentanyl. And it is my sincere and entire belief and knowing that that's what got him.
Fentanyl.
Yeah.
And was your brother into drugs? Is drugs
It was my understanding that he had been, but he hadn't been since our dad had passed.
Okay.
So much. He'd gotten cleaned up some. Well, the difference was in our family shop. My dad had a steel dealership growing up, and so like the last time I'd seen the shop, it was a damn tweaker mess. You know, it was, oh my God, it was terrible. But whenever I went to go take care of my brother's body, it was immaculate. Everything was put in place just like Dad would have had everything put in place, just like I would have had everything put in place, just like my brother in his right mind would have put everything in place. Mm-hmm. And I knew my brother was, because I got messages and on the mission trip in Nicaragua about my brother, and I felt confident that he was going to be fine. You know, I'm going to send him some prayers, some love, some healing, and he's going to be fine. If it gets bad, I'll go to him. And I was on my way to do that and didn't even get out of California.
Do you think your brother maybe fell into his old ways again? Or do you think that maybe there's a potential someone could put fentanyl, such a drug that, I mean,
right.
Who knows? Like,
I mean, it was definitely accessible at the hospital, and where I'm from, the hospital's known for weird things, you know, just under the table things happening to people. But at the same time, I was told by several people, you know, that he had made a final order, because like he couldn't breathe, and like when your body's used to doing a substance, whether it's alcohol, meth, sugar, gluten, whatever it is, you know, when you stop it cold turkey, it really affects your body in a way. And so in order to try to get his breathing right and counteract that and be able to breathe, he was wanting to do a little bit. And so they mixed the fentanyl with it. It's my understanding that it took 250 sacks.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
That sounds.
My brother had a good, big, strong heart.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So times were hard there. You went back home to Kentucky?
Only to visit graves or not graves, because they all got cremated, but my family's stones on our family farm. And like every time I go, get the law called on me by my brother's baby mama, who lives in my mama's house now. They rent his trailer out, and it's just like crazy. So but it's a cemetery, so it's county property, and it's county road, and the blacktop all the way up to the garage is county road. So I'm not doing anything.
What does county in Kentucky look like for someone who's not from Kentucky? Like, are we talking, is this a high-class area? Is it like the Kentucky hills? Obviously, there's drug issues, right?
That's a lot of places. It's all up and down Appalachia.
Quite sure.
It's so prevalent out in California, too, that it's just legal.
Yeah, they just let it happen open air.
Well, I mean, it's just possession. I mean, there's laws about the etiquette of you're not supposed to do it, but they're not going to bust you for possession of methamphetamine out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that at all.
It's wild.
So this is not like, this is a lot of trailers, a lot of trailer parks, or is it a lot of single-family farms, or is it like...
It's quite a bit of both of that.
A little bit of each?
Yeah, but it's not very many people. It's really rural. It's real pretty.
Hundreds? Thousands? 10,000?
About 7,000.
7,000?
7 to 8,000 is usually what the whole county population stays around.
So you go back from time to time to visit grave sites, but you get the law
Yeah.
called on you because you're an outlaw. You're an outlaw in this county now.
Yeah, I'm the homeless heiress.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like Kentucky state law states, you know, that I was supposed to get 2/3 of my brother's estate, which is a whole long story, but like, yeah, so, but I had to walk away from everything and everybody. There was people coming out of the woods at night. There was guns. There was all sorts of things. And I was just like, this piece of ground and all this bullshit is not worth dying over.
And what is the state of, like, county law? Like, what are the police like in a 7,000 towns? Like, I assume everybody knows the law, right? And everybody must know everybody.
Well, I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. I'm going to keep my ass covered.
Oh, okay. All right. So now where we're at, you're.
Sometimes you don't put all your cards on the table. You got to know when to hold them.
I'm not trying to. I don't want to get anybody shot. All right.
No.
I just want to color a little bit in for those who are at home.
Oh, yeah. It's like that. Small town.
Small town.
You got to
feel,
be
okay.
somebody. If you ain't somebody.
So for drugs to be coming in, everyone must know where the drugs are coming and who they're coming from, or?
Not always.
No.
No, it's pretty secretive. I mean, I've been let in on quite a bit of that, but I tend to put that in that special file box of things that I don't remember because all the trauma I've seen and been through. Mm-hmm. So it's like I can just put it in that box safely and not worry about it.
It is pretty wild. I don't even know where I'm going to go. I don't even know where I'm about to go. But right now, I do not want to sell you any deodorant for your balls or anything else, really, at this moment. What I would like for you to do is go to MugsyTheCreator.com. You can find my Patreon link, which enables me to do this all for free, living off $12,000 a year in my paradise. But you can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and a whole host of other places. Let's see where I'm going to go with this one. How's he going to land that plane? Back to the episode.
How about religion in Kentucky?
Oh, dear.
What is this, religious fanatics?
I don't know.
What
It's
are we
so
dealing
weird.
with?
It's like it's the Christian religious fanatic stuff, but it's actually some kind of underneath. It's like this serious, like dark witchcraft shit.
Okay. Where do you fall in your beliefs? You're at a divinity school smoking weed in California. You're coming back to this town that you think has dark ties in some way, drug problems. You're living the yin and yang lifestyle big time, but
Yeah.
you're trying to, I guess, when you're returning back to Kentucky, you're trying to be the rock and be the strong person for the family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only one. Like
Yeah.
my mom was like the glue that held all the families together, all the parts of both sides of our family together. And then when she passed, it all just kind of fell apart. And then like Dad passed, and then my brother passed soon after that. And so it's just me. And it's just like, it sucks because I don't have access to my brother's children because of the
Mother of...
because of the way that I was basically told if I told the truth of what I know that you know I wouldn't be able to come around, and so I was like, well, so be it for a time being.
Ironically, the witch's wound, right? The witch's wound of having to be silent.
Yeah, sometimes.
That is crazy. Interesting. You brought up this dark witchcraft, and here we have walking around with the witch's wound. I didn't even put that together until now. Oh, wow. So, now you're the only one left, and where are you at now? After California and the Nicaragua stuff, your brother has passed.
Okay, so I went back to Kentucky to take care of that. And so California's always been my safe place to go back and heal to. So I run and scrounge. It was like a whole miracle trip every step of the way, all the way back up to Humboldt. When I didn't even get to.
We haven't even got to
I
good
didn't
stuff.
even get to park, and my homies is like, Mary Todd, when did you get to town? I was like, I just rolled up, and Kurt's on his bike. He's like, you need some weed? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you need some food? And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of jittery. I ain't eaten a couple days because every bit of money I'd get, I'd put in my gas tank instead and just leave just enough to get me something, enough sugar to keep my blood sugar level up. So I wouldn't get that way. But yeah, and it was great. And so I ended up staying with some dear friends, some of the college kids, and a brother of mine that actually, like, I worked out on Murder Mountain with. I wouldn't have went out there without him.
What's Murder Mountain? That's
the one. Yeah, that's the one they made the Netflix thing about. That's out in Garberville, Alder Point. Yeah, so
I don't even think I know this one.
So this is the places where it's like not really. If you're a woman or an immigrant, you really don't want to go there to work because
They're
a lot
tough.
of times, a lot of times you just get
Killed.
you work. Yeah, you work all. You work all season and then you get chucked inside the mountain.
Oh, that's why they
At
call
the
it
end
Murder
of
Mountain. Damn,
yeah.
everyone else probably got that. I didn't get that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh my God! What the?
I saw. Yeah, we
But you
saw
guys
the
are
Elon Musk things launch from there. It was wild.
But that was When was that? That was before. So now you're with this guy, Kurt. You're hanging out with friends. You guys are all off Murder Mountain.
Yeah, everybody's.
Yeah. This is after.
Yeah, so it's all wild because it all gets kind of back and forth.
I know. That's why
But,
I'm
like,
recording it, man.
Yeah, so I stay with my friends for a while, and then I do one of the temp agencies and get some weed work and get my
Nice.
gas money back up.
Yeah. So you're
think
building
I'm
up your
doing
base again.
I was trying, and let me tell you, I thought I was gonna get somewhere, and I didn't even get out of the state of California before I ran out of gas. It was so expensive.
What? $6 a gallon? What year is this? Where are we at?
And I'm putting premium in my truck too.
What year is this?
This is right before I came to Salem.
Oh, my
It was
God.
like 2021.
Okay.
2022.
Okay. All right. So yeah, gas is high.
So, but I made it out. I made it back across the states, all the way to Florida, where I'm fixing to go back to here in a little bit. And I stayed there for 6 weeks and kind of helped a friend out. Yeah.
And how did you know this friend?
From California.
From California. Okay.
Well, yeah,
She went out to Florida.
Oh,
You
no,
guys
it was
stayed
a
in
he.
touch?
Yeah.
He went out to Florida. You guys stayed in touch, and
No. Yeah, he went back to Florida because that's where he's from.
yeah.
But
So now you're in Florida, staying with him.
not really staying with him, but just like
okay.
hanging out. And then
Yeah.
I helped him move his stuff and put his stuff in storage because he was coming up to.
And you got a gig out there that you're working?
No,
You
well, I
just-
tried, and I had a whole anxiety attack because they put me on the line, and I was just like not ready for that in the back of a kitchen. I'm not ready for that line.
Oh,
was too
damn.
much.
Working in the kitchen?
Yeah,
No,
and that
you
lunch
don't
rush
seem like
coming
a
through.
kitchen.
Hell no.
Tight. You got to be moving around. They're
Yeah.
stuck in place.
Like, I can
Your
run
feet
the
can't be in
food, but
mud.
I'm not gonna-
Yeah, your feet
yeah.
can't be in the mud.
And so yeah, it was crazy. That was the first time that ever happened to me, and I just accepted it. It was so hard, and I was just like, okay, I have to accept it. I am having an anxiety attack,
Yeah, I know. It's weird, right?
and that I can't do this thing that I was going to try to do.
For
So
whatever reason.
right. So now, universe, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know, and so I got orders to come up here to Salem, and that was my first year and a half or so in Salem that I spent up here, and I worked a couple different places.
Now, for these guys, who gave you these orders?
The universe?
The universe?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
I guess that's the best way to put it.
We'll get into it later, I'm sure. But, so they told you to come to Salem. And they brought you up
Yep.
here, 2021, 2022.
Yep. And
I did not meet you at that point. I wasn't here yet.
Nope. And So I wound up pulling a couple of October seasons on Essex Street.
Running food,
Well, I didn't run food till this year.
bussing.
Yeah, I was bussing and bar backing.
Hell yeah, bussing and I'm sure you fucking
Yeah,
killed
it was wild.
every
I had
year.
my food runner. I had one of my food runners that I worked with come up to me the other weekend at the bar and be like, "Mary Todd," because I thought, man, he like took a tone with little Alex, and I just thought he was some customer or something, and I was like about to come unglued, Mama Bear. All out on his ass, like, you don't talk to my bartender that way. You know, I was getting ready to get him, and then turns out he was
one
our
of the
food
other
runners.
food runners.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
from
hilarious.
he was alumni.
Oh,
and,
that's funny.
And so he's like, "How are you?" And he bought me a drink and everything, and he's just like, he said, "It's just you were a beast. You
Yeah.
just used to tear things up around here," and I was like. Yeah, and it's just like
We talked on the podcast we did last night, Industry Night. I think everybody gave you your props as being crushing it.
Shoot.
If it wasn't us talking about it, then it must have been Jess. So yeah, for the
Oh,
audience
wow.
at home, I mean, this woman is unbelievable at what she does. She absolutely crushed it. Yeah, you guys can hang out. We're just doing a pod, but yeah. But anyways, so that brings you up to Salem, and we are just hanging out at the Village Tavern for a couple of seasons.
yeah.
And where'd you go from there?
Oh gosh.
Is this the fun part?
Oh, this is the.
See, now for you guys are gonna like this part because how many cults do you think you've been in?
That's a good question.
Because I got one on right here, the Patriots, Barstool Sports for sure, Emory University definitely was a cult, the Democratic Party, I was a Democrat for a while, or at least I thought I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I consider all of these things cults. I don't
They
think
are.
the viewers at home understand that because they, in their mind, they have a view of your cult, right?
Right, or something spooky, or
Something similar
Oh
to
my
it.
God! I even had people here ask me like, "Were you in a sex cult?" And I'm like, "No, it would have been a little more fun if I had been." Jeez,
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I know. I was like, "Oh, it's hilarious because of the context of the people and what they believed. It was the farthest thing."
So where was the universe on this one? Universe sent you there for a reason?
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple other things that happened before I got there. I didn't go just straight there. I went to a couple other places, kind of like on assignment, because it's just like when
Following
you
your
get a
journey?
phone call and somebody's like, "Hey," and you're like, "Nope, it's the same old stuff." But you feel like you're supposed to do it, and you don't know what the reason is, and you know you're going to wind up getting below rock bottom, but you know you're always going to come back up.
Yep.
And
Go into the darkness. You got a gut feeling you got to
Yeah.
do it for some reason, and
yeah, and
Yeah.
so I was like, okay. So I got my pendulum out, and I'm like, do I got to do this? Yeah, okay. So it wound up being a good thing because I wound up bouncing down through, when I left Salem, the first time I wound up bouncing down through, we went through Connecticut, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Georgia, and that's where we spent the holidays and stuff. And everybody just about it that we spent the holidays with were also people who had lost a sibling or a dear one to fentanyl poisoning or something like that. So it was just like very healing for us to all be together and share that same, it's not necessarily trauma bonding, but like coming together in our grief.
yeah.
It wasn't the toxic. I mean, yeah, toxic shit was going on, but it wasn't the
It's a
idea
part
of it
like,
wasn't
yeah,
toxic.
the 7 stages of grieving or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So not trauma bonding in the sense that like it is the only reason that you guys come together, but like you're together for a certain reason.
Yeah,
at
we
that
didn't
moment in
even
time.
know
Yeah,
at
I understand
first.
the difference between those two.
Yeah, and so we did that, and then
Great way to spend the holidays. I'm sure that was a
Yeah.
healing time. Yeah.
down in Georgia, though, we spent a little bit of Christmas and New Year's down in the hood, and there was gunshots and having to
part
console
of
a
the hood?
child and everything else. It was terrible. I can't say.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. I can see it in my mind, but I
lived
can't remember. And even
outside
if I
Atlanta
could, I
for a
better
while.
not
I just wanted to
say.
make sure it wasn't Bankhead, but
Oh no, it's down South Augusta. But did that. Wound up back in South Carolina, in some trailer park somewhere. Wound up escaping myself from there to Charleston area, and wound up coming up there, getting my insurance and all the things back together on my truck, phone turned back on, all the things.
you're doing whatever job. you
Jess
can
came by and saw
find.
me.
In South Carolina?
Yes.
Oh my God.
While I was sleeping in a Walmart parking lot in my truck and working and stuff. And
Oh,
she
my
came by and
God.
saw me and on her way to Florida and stuff and took me out to eat and
So you're doing whatever jobs you can get this whole time, kind of, right?
well, yeah, like wherever I go, I like to get a food service job. I like to keep things I like to travel, but I like to be able to take care of myself and have a job and have money and be able to have money to give to people and stuff too.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, okay.
go buy somebody a meal. You see somebody hungry, feed them.
But that's just what you're doing to get around, just for everybody,
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like it's like people say you don't look homeless, you don't act homeless. Like, well, I'm really whatever.
In between
it's
houses right now, all right? I'm not
Yeah.
homeless. I'm just in between places
just
right
like I
now.
prefer not to pay for a place to stay sometimes. But I'm like, that's so funny because I'm paying for a place now that I've not stayed in. Yeah. I just paid my December payment on it too.
Oh, God.
Yeah, just so I'll make
The way
sure I
things
have
change,
it.
huh? The
Yeah.
way things change.
Yeah, it's so funny. Every time I say I'm not going to do something, I wind up eating shit on that and doing it anyway. So
So South Carolina, we're in the truck. We're
oh gosh,
getting out of trailer parks.
right. Where'd I go from South? Oh, I went back to Asheville.
I was
I
gonna
went
say
to
Basil
Asheville,
Farm?
Asheville, North Carolina, and I stayed there for a year and worked retail for a local company there. It was great. Did a lot of spoken word poetry there with them. And then I was on my way back up here for a season. And
Must have been last year.
I got sidetracked in West Virginia and started building cabins
Building
instead.
cabins.
Yep.
Nice.
Um,
See, I told you, she does it all.
yeah, I got distracted and decided to build cabins instead. Wound up staying a year in West Virginia with a bunch of different people at different times. That was an interesting experience. I'd always asked, what my brother's life was like without me in our hometown and I got to live that in West Virginia, and I'm just saying there's some good people out there that live in such a way that I wouldn't want nobody to live ever.
So
And I wish they could feel that way about themselves.
in high school, I went down to build a house in Grundy, West Virginia. So I have a little bit of understanding of just what it looks like. Lots of mountainy hills. We were in a coal town, and there was no coal moving on that track, and it was a place that the United States of America forgot about long ago.
Oh, yeah.
There was incredible drug problems. That grammar school was the crown jewel of the town, because after they graduated that and they got to the middle school, it was shortly over from there.
Pretty much.
And was that similar to a town? What was the kids from the town in West Virginia, when they graduated, what were they going to do? Were they going to go to a coal mine? Were they going to...
They reminded me of all the kids from where I grew up. Hell, that was the goal. We were tired of doing the same old shit, driving up and down the same old roads, doing all that.
Go anywhere else?
Yeah. we wanted to all get out and do something and be somebody. And
So that
like,
was the thing, whether you got out or not. It was
Yeah.
trying to get out of there, anything away from there.
Right. And then you've got, toxic parents that try to keep their children there and stuff like that, especially if the
familial
child's old
ties.
enough to help bring an income, because those rural places like that, money is like so spread
Hard to
out.
come by. So the more
It is.
miles you have, the more money you got, because those people can work.
Yeah.
Especially as parents get older. Is that like...
Yeah, that's the thing.
Is the drug problem transgenerational? Do the older generations fall prey to the drug stuff?
Oh
side of
yeah,
things?
they've been doing it for years and years and years. Most of them, but and then the younger ones are doing it too. And it's just like you're gonna see 21 and 22-year-olds running around with 52 and 68-year-olds.
Interesting.
It's a whole array of ages, and it's intergenerational. I definitely saw generations of, grandparents, parents, and the grandchildren, all in the same drug environment and all, repeating the same patterns and family cycles.
The way that I think about that now, the way that I think about all these things a little bit, like, it's familiar. It's not familial problems, it's familiar problems, because you can't get any other idea of what life should be like when you don't see anything else but the same thing. Like, what
Yeah.
else would you do if you didn't wake up in the morning and do meth? Like, some people don't know, maybe eat Cheerios.
Right?
They just, because they've never thought of that, because they've never seen anybody else eat Cheerios and then go play basketball.
Right.
And I'm not saying go and eat Cheerios and playing basketball is what you should do in the morning, but like, it's so hard to get out of your, people don't know that they're stuck in a way of thinking.
Right.
And these are familiar problems, so I see why getting out is the goal.
Yeah.
So you don't get stuck in the same energetic cycle that is impossible to get out of, especially because there's a lot of things preventing people from, I don't know, for a lot of reasons. I don't know, I'd just be speculating there. But yeah, well, the resources are being extracted from them in a way. Like, if the coal mine or whatever resources were in the area, they've already been extracted by somebody else, and it's all going into their pocket. What hope does anybody have that?
It's not all been extracted. I'm telling you what, I heard some weird stuff while I was there.
Yeah.
Like some really weird stuff. Like at night, you wouldn't be able to see nobody's equipment around, but you hear heavy equipment running all damn night. And this is in the middle of hollers and in the middle of nowhere. You're like, okay, what's that? And you think you're going to come up on it, and you get to where you think the sound's coming from, and it's like, okay, is this one of those haunted sound things, or is it bouncing off witch holler? What's going on? And it's a lot of underground stuff. There was somebody I stayed with, and he was finding gold in the creek.
What?
Yeah. Like there's quite a bit of this stuff, and it was just like out there. And so that's why the government's been coming in.
Do you see a lot of government trucks going back and forth in the middle of nowhere?
Oh yeah, they're starting to really come out and set up in that county. They've got a whole like big satellite thing that's dedicated to communicating with ETs and stuff in the space.
Interesting.
The observatory. And yeah, that's pretty much my understanding of what it is.
That's so interesting. Do you ever see anything in the sky?
Woo! There's a lot going on in West Virginia. Almost heaven, right? Wild, wild West Virginia. Have mercy.
Well, must be elevated.
Oh,
West
yeah.
Virginia must be massively elevated because of the Appalachian Mountains.
It is, but it's also like
Latitude, longitude. Is that where you're gonna go? I'm sorry.
well, no, it's like a lot of up and down too. Like there's some big mountains
you
and
mean places you could like,
and valleys and stuff, and you just go.
get lost in?
Yeah, there's lots of places to get lost up there. People get lost up there, same as they do in California.
You never see anything land? Like all stuff in the sky you saw stay in the sky. You ever see it come down anywhere?
I'm trying to remember if I did or not. We seen some strange things, but it was mostly like on the ground stuff. Like
On the ground.
yeah, more like a Sasquatch or something,
Okay.
or more like different like shape shifting things, wolves, things like that. Different
Okay.
things, but not so much. I don't know. There was some spooky stuff go on sometimes outside, but we'd stay inside, so we didn't have to fool with it.
Yeah.
We just, sometimes you just mind your own business.
Okay.
And if something's going through the yard, you let it go through the yard.
That's crazy.
Yeah, especially when you don't know what it is.
Animals though, or maybe like dark spirits. Maybe like
A little bit both.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it
That's
was
wild.
definitely, there was definitely a lot of history there. And so I wound up in West Virginia, so I finally got out of that mess up there. And that was a whole adventure in itself. Cool, miraculous. I had Good Samaritans, everybody helping me along the way. People I had no idea who they were. Whatever, it was great.
And you got a message that you got to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's like go to where people love you. And I was like, Asheville. I know people love me in Asheville.
Side note here, was Asheville where they had the fires last year?
Yeah, they did have some fires after the hurricane and stuff. I think
Yeah.
we did have some fires.
And there's also a new lithium mine that was discovered there.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a big lithium deposit underneath those mountains there in Asheville, right where those fires were.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I did not know that. But yeah, that makes sense.
Huh.
Sidebar. So you're back to Asheville where the people love you.
Right.
Back with people who love you, hanging out with friends.
Yeah, just people of all different sorts and kinds. And then, so I'm very in tune, and I get word that I'm supposed to rest.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, but it's not Sunday. I'm like, no, rest. Like, okay. So I just chilled out, didn't check my stuff, my like job stuff, because I was trying to get a job. And then I ran into these people at Shindig on the Green. And I did notice things about them at first that I was like, yeah, if this was what I think it is, or what I think it's supposed to be, then they'd be doing this and this and this like I would. But they were a little bit more reserved. And after living with them for a year, I understand why. It's because they've been taught to be afraid of people.
You noticed right off the bat they weren't embodying the thing that they claimed to be embodying.
Well, I mean, it just struck me as funny as...
But you didn't go with the gut. You
Well, the thing is like, when you say Jesus or Yeshua, however you want to call him, if you say you know him and you got food and you're talking to somebody that says they're homeless and you don't even think to ask them if they're hungry.
That's a perfect characterization.
At the same time, like, they totally came up and started talking to us. But the guy that came up to us, he ended up leaving before I did. He had plenty of good reason, I thought. My mind was blown.
So what's it?
But,
People, green people?
I don't know.
Or what it's called, the thing?
Oh, the thing, it's 12 tribes.
12 tribes?
Yeah.
And they had like, you met them in Asheville at a food something or a craft fair or a
It was Shindig on the Green. It's a bluegrass festival they have every weekend in the summer. And I didn't know they did these things. They have, like, on Friday night, they have a movie.
Nice.
For everybody, and it's a family movie. And then Saturday night, they have Shindig on the Green, which is the bluegrass
So you were
show.
probably working.
I was.
In the restaurant.
No, well, I was working retail is what it was, and I was working downtown because I was the one employee that knew how to handle, that I had life experience that where I could handle the homeless people, I could handle the drunk people.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
Friday, Saturday night.
So
crowd.
Friday, Saturday night, I was working. I was in that downtown store. So I never knew any of that went on, but I was excited, and so they give me a farm card, and I'm like. So I go to the farmer's market the next day at their farm. And I wound up staying. I didn't leave. And I thought, I asked a lot of questions and I got a lot of good answers. And at the same time, there was some stuff that just didn't make no damn sense to me in what I had been experiencing and what had been revealed to me, from that direction of belief. And I was like, okay, but at the same time, I know I was there for other people too. I wound up assisting a friend to be able to get in a spot where she could leave, and she left twice, and she's hopefully still with her dad in wherever he lives.
So this is, what is this kind of cult? It's not a sex cult.
No, it's if you were to call it a Christian cult, they'd get so offended.
Is it?
It's a Bible-believing cult, I guess. They think they're New Israel. They're trying to create the first church.
Friends of Jesus.
In the book of Acts. Yeah, but they don't like Jesus. They say that that's a distorted name and it has no power in it. And that the Hebrew Yeshua is the only name, which I've used both names in healing and in asking for prayer and protection and everything else, and hands down, Jesus is the one that works for me. Yeshua works just fine because I know who the hell I'm talking to, and he doesn't care what I call him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He is who
Makes
he
sense.
is. Doesn't matter who you call him. It's like my heart knows who I'm talking
Yeah,
to.
I know what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
You're not going to get in between me just because I screwed up a syllable here.
Yeah, right. It's not that kind of God.
So it's a new Christian, new wave.
Yeah, it started like in the 1960s and 70s, and it had a lot of good stuff going at first. And like their prophet, like a lot of the things that, or their apostle, a lot of the things that he did and said and the way he carried himself and the things that they tell stories about him, how he was, like, I'm like, wow, he's my spirit brother. That's how I am. And then they would get mad at me like I was being presumptuous for saying I was like him because he was their high and holy apostle. And I was just like, oh, God, that's not what he meant for,
Yeah.
He was too humble for that.
Interesting.
Excuse me. But yeah, and it was
was it started just by a guy? Just one guy was like,
Yeah.
I hear the word of God, and now.
Well, he couldn't figure it out, so he just started loving people and the thing, and it started developing, and then they tried to start. They all kind of came from some form of Christianity or another, and so they still had dregs of that in their tea, and so it was just that's what kind of messed them up, was that Christian religious spirit. Do I think that maybe? I don't know. At this point, I think maybe the reason why they put it in the Bible about the book of Acts and the first church, why they failed, or that they failed, maybe why they failed was that they did try to put everything together and have all things in common and share everything. Maybe that's what made them fail, and it was there for us to not do instead of to do. because, I mean, it just wound up being like normal society. Like, you've got the people who are working, you've got the people who are making babies, and everybody else is keeping them up. You've got...
How many people are here?
Each community has...
And it's in Asheville? Or is this one...
The one in Asheville has about 40
Okay.
people.
But it's got sects all over? Like it's...
Oh, yeah, like communities all over the world.
Communities all over?
All over the world, yeah.
Did they do a Netflix one on this? Or no?
No.
No, okay.
I mean, I've kind of heard like about the Handmaid's Tale and stuff, and I've heard it's like super highly sexualized, so that wouldn't... It's kind of the same underlying principles of the way it works in some of the things, but there was no like sex and stuff like that.
Okay.
I felt sorry for the married folks.
Oh, we're damn.
Yeah, I was like, did they even get to enjoy it? Like, I don't even...
Who's telling them they can't do this?
Huh?
Who's telling them they can't?
Oh,
how's it
well,
work?
I mean, like it goes back under the Old Testament laws. That's what confused me. It's like, okay, if you're in a New Testament covenant...
If you're what?
If you're in the New Testament covenant, like if you have made your covenant with Jesus, and it's got nothing to do with all them laws about all that shit back there. That's already covered. You don't need to even know any of that. All you need to know is love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, strength, whatever, and love your neighbor as yourself, which means you got to love yourself before you can know how to love your neighbor.
And if, what happens if you break the rules of this community?
It depends on who you are and stuff.
There's a hierarchy here?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a hierarchy. It's the second generation of the kids that were born into it.
Okay.
And their children.
They've inherited.
Yeah, like they've never been in the outside world. Or if they have, they don't remember it because they were too young.
Interesting.
Yeah. They've just been in the community their whole life. So they have no context for what it's like to actually have to earn your own money and be on your own. Being on your own is frowned upon. And so it's like, instead of it being an interdependent community, it is a codependent community.
Just like that trauma bonding we were talking about before, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was just so... It was like being married to my ex-husband again. It was horrible. I was like, and this is what I'm supposed to do until Jesus come back. Let me tell you, me and Jesus had some fun. We had some hella conversations about this.
Oh, how long are you in this community before you start to realize, oh no.
Oh man, I had a first few knee-jerk reactions within like the first week or so. And I was just like ready to jump up and walk off, but I knew I couldn't because like, even though I get emotional and I'm ready to just fucking quit or do whatever, you know, I have to stop and be like, okay, what is the most reasonable response that's going to be the best outcome for me and those around me in this situation at this time? I have to stop.
Even in the middle of the explosion, you're thinking about other people.
Yeah.
It is pretty amazing.
Yeah, because because there were people there that I'd met that I loved, and I saw the place they were in, and I was like, I knew I couldn't just walk away from that knowing that they were stuck. I knew I had to help set them free before I could move on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Still a choice that you make, though.
It
Definitely
is.
a choice.
It is. The assignment's there, but whether you take it or not, it's up to you. Now, there's times I pass up on things when I feel like I'm supposed to get up and go walk downtown and do something, and I'm just like physically too tired. And there's been times when I've been like, God, just send somebody else. Whatever you are, universe, send somebody else.
Yeah.
And help whatever person is out there needing help. And then within the next day or two, find out that somebody was needing help and they was thinking about me, but then so-and-so else came along and helped them out just fine, and it was all great. And I was like, yes, this is lovely.
Wild. How it all evens out in the end.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
So how now you get this knee-jerk reaction here. You're realizing, oh, wait a minute. I need to help get other people out of here. How are you going to help other people get out? Where are y'all going to go?
That's the question, because you give up everything you own when you go in. So it's like I didn't even have the truck to offer anymore.
I sold my wheels too.
Oh, didn't even sell them, just plumb gave them away.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was great.
I would love to be just hanging out on the fringe of that cult, collecting the shit that everybody gives away before they jump in.
Right,
I'll
yeah.
take your house. Sure, yeah, you got a car. Yeah, I'll take that. Keys over here, buddy.
Right,
Drop
yeah.
off that suitcase. I'll pawn that.
Yep, it was pretty interesting. I'd always wanted to be a part of something like that, so I guess in a way I got what I wanted. I wanted to find those Acts 2:42 people that like shared everything together, and I found the whole thing, y'all. It just don't work.
Communism doesn't work, guys.
No.
All right.
No, it don't. And
You
so,
realize very quickly that the only way to make everybody even is take everything away.
yeah,
That's the only way to make everybody even is get rid of everybody's shit.
yeah. And that's what they try to do, is make everybody even, but everybody's not even. Even the Bible tells you everybody's not even.
Of course.
It's like, I don't know what to do with these people. It's like, did you not read the words that it said?
No, they just got different meaning.
Yeah, I guess so.
Some people like to live inside that box, especially if you're born into it and you don't know anything else.
I know. I was so scared for some of those people because they didn't know, and I would share with them certain things when I'd sneak and share. It was like living in 1984, the book 1984.
No books.
Yeah, no. I started reading that book after I got here.
Oh, 1984 Orwell?
Yeah, I got about 2, maybe 3 chapters in. I couldn't read no more. It was so triggering.
It's so funny. I got like 4 chapters in and I was done. I just couldn't do it. It's real life.
Yeah, it's not only is it real life, but it was totally like that. It was the community. Oh, it was serious. I couldn't believe I let myself do that again. I let myself be shut down, and like by the time I called Jess, it was just like, she's like, "Mary Todd, are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm physically alive. Spiritually, I'm kind of hurting." She's like, "Yeah, you sound broke." She said, "You don't sound like Mary Todd anymore." She's like, "You need whatever you're into. You need to come on.
Find your way out of it."
Yep. And I was like, "All right." She's like, "I got work for you." I was like, "I'll be there." And then there came that fateful day where I finally, I finally got what I asked for, was something that would just seal the deal very calmly, and things would just go boom, 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 and I would be at the VTAV working in Salem. And lo and behold, that's what happened. It was wild because it's like, okay, you've got a whole belief system that bases their belief on an entity that says they are the way, the truth, and the life. Okay, so there's one thing. And then there's the scriptures that I read the morning that I left about the lying tongue, God hates a lying tongue and all these things. And what they had done was, one of the communities in the Hillsborough community that I'd stayed in for a while too, they had, because I about left the community there too. It was bad. It was so bad. I was having to sneak and call people that I love on the phone and stuff. It was crazy.
So is there no television, like
no
outside world?
No outside world.
Just Bible.
Just Bible, and then but the shepherds' kids and stuff, they get access to through their parents' phones to the YouTubes and stuff.
Wow. So they're like in a whole different reality than everybody else on the farm or whatever, the community.
Yeah.
So what's it like? What do they do at night? Like scripture at night? Like what is a night like for the community of 40 people?
It just depends on what community you're in. If you're in a deli community, you're working at the deli, which is a restaurant.
Everyone's working together? Or like
most of the time the parents are at home with the children, and the single disciples and the older married disciples are working.
What's recreation to them?
Recreation?
Like what are you doing in downtime?
Once in a while, like on a Sabbath, or not on a Sabbath, or the day after a Sabbath, on first day, we would have games and stuff like that sometimes.
Okay, like board games. And...
Yeah, we'd have some board games, and then but there was like we made a water slide down the hill and stuff, and had like outside games and
okay, awesome.
Because it was farm.
Yeah.
And like there was a whole course we did.
So
and
you guys are playing
games.
around, out enjoying the...
No, that's on a special Sabbath.
Nice.
That's not every time.
It's not an everyday thing.
No, most of the time it's of an evening. Sometimes the kids get to go play in the creek or in the pool, and then most of the time it's like the disciples or, well, it depends. Asheville, there was a milk barn, so you gotta go milk. Somebody's gotta go milk the goats.
Okay.
And so there's that, and then there's the gardens. If you catch up with those, and then
how young are kids?
The
working?
Bakery.
Obviously, kids aren't going to school, right? Are they?
No, they're homeschooled.
Of course.
They have they've written their own curriculum. They've
I can't
they've got their own
math and
teachers.
Science is heavy there.
It's basic and it's pretty decent.
Nice.
I mean, it's something you can graduate high school with.
Good. Oh, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
good. I mean, that's better than
And
I would
that's
assume.
about all education is not it's not valued in the same way
Okay.
as the rest of the world. It's kind of like the wrong side of don't worry about getting a college degree because you'll be working at Walmart anyway.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I'm actually surprised at how much that you can get through math at high school level. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's nothing fancy. I don't think they do any kind of pre-cal or anything for sure, but they do basic algebra,
Yeah.
I think, eventually. Maybe.
But no contact. That's...
I've not talked to... And it's so strange, like, when they do go out to evangelize or whatever, they're, like, so awkward. They're so socially awkward. It's like Christians on steroids. It's like they only want to talk to people that look like they got money, and they ain't trying to talk to nobody that looks like they smell.
Okay. That doesn't seem very Christian of them.
No, or not very Yeshua, Hebrew, New Israel either.
Interesting.
And
and they get donations from people?
No. Most everything comes from the inside. Like there's
The restaurant, the deli.
There's the restaurant, the deli, the bakery, the farms. There's the soap and shampoo, body products lines. They're very good products.
You want to talk to rich
very
people
good
to
products.
buy this stuff?
Usually we do intertribal trading
Because why do they want to talk to rich people?
because they got money, and that's how like they acquire things. Is when people join, they give up all their things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so dumb. I wasn't even putting that together. That's how they're recruiting. They want to recruit the rich people. You don't want to recruit a homeless guy into your cult. We're not going to get anything from him.
Right.
Okay.
So at least I had my truck, right?
Okay.
I did have something, and they already sold it and stuff because they knew I was getting ready to leave, and they thought if they sold my truck that I wouldn't leave. And I already told them at the get-go. I said I don't give a damn. I said I gave you my truck. I said I'll go ahead and sign the title right now. I said, and it don't matter to me. You know, I was like, if I don't have the truck, as long as I got legs, I was like, if I need to, I'm going to walk the fuck out of here.
So how did we get out? How did we get anybody else out?
Well, the people that I kind of helped get out, they left before I did.
Okay.
And then...
where did they get out to?
Family.
So these were people that weren't
still
born
had
on.
family.
They still had family, and they had somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
So now a couple of people leave, and are they sniffing around like, well, who gave them this idea?
maybe Mary Todd is the issue that we have going on.
No, they wasn't that smart.
Oh, they didn't even. Nobody caught you on the phone.
I told them.
Oh my
I told
God.
them. I was like, if I stay here, I'm gonna keep telling the truth, and I don't think you guys want that. I think it's gonna leaven the other people.
You burned your own bridge.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, why don't you get your ass off our phone?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Well, what had happened was the community in Hillsboro, there was an older couple that's been in it since the beginning. They went on their 50th anniversary. Like, they have given their whole lives to this cause. Beck and call, day and night. They're going on their 50th freaking anniversary, for God's sake. It's supposed to be 4 days. 2 days into it, it's in the plan. Now their son is the shepherd of the community. It's in the plan to tell them in the second day that one of the women is going into labor.
Okay.
That they need to come home and help watch kids. And kids that they don't ever really watch anyway. But okay, so they turn around from their trip and they come home and they throw them a surprise party and yada yada yada. They had some people, some of the old heads come in from the different communities for them, and it's a great reunion, great party and everything. But at the same time, like, if this is supposed to be, if we're supposed to be about the truth here, but you made up this big lie,
Yeah.
and the whole community was in on it.
Yeah.
And it was like, but it wasn't a malicious lie. It was no malintent. But yeah, God hates a lying tongue. What part of that did you not understand? Mm-hmm. So I very gracefully, I woke up. It was Tuesday morning. It's always a Tuesday. And that's a very special day. My firstborn was born on Tuesday.
Okay.
And anyway. So I wake up early and I feel it. I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm going to have what I need. God's going to. Sure enough, I get in the scriptures. Which ones? I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Because I know it might be.
Today's the day.
So I'm praying.
You know.
I'm praying for all the grace and everything. And I'm just like, okay, because we have a meeting in the morning and in the evening.
Okay.
And we all it's like an AA meeting. It really is. It's designed the same way. And everybody shares, except we dance. We have Israeli circle dancing instead. But so it's at the very end of it, right? I look over. I done took my head covering off because I done told him I couldn't live a lie. And when I realized that when somebody else got baptized and they're like, is this the only do you swear that this is the only place that you've ever experienced the Holy Spirit and seen the Holy Spirit at work and stuff? And dude was like, yes. And I was like, I don't think so, dude. You didn't know what you was seeing and experiencing because I know you. But anyway, and it just struck me right then. I was like, I will never agree with these people. I can't live out my life like this. There's no way I can succumb to any of this.
But before, you always said yes.
No, not always.
Oh, okay.
No, because they had to baptize me twice and everything. Had to baptize me more than once. Because the first time I got baptized, I told him, I was like, well, the first time, it's like I realized sometime, I forget, when I went to Chattanooga for a wedding, I realized that I hadn't made, I wasn't committed with God like I thought I was, and that when I had gotten baptized with these people, that I wasn't thinking I was making a covenant with them. I was just like, I'll sign up and I'll show up and I'll do the thing, and if they actually turn out to be legit, cool, I'll stay and I'll be sincere. I'll do it again. I was like, but if they ain't, if there's just another branch of Christianity, I'm gonna bounce.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was. So anyway, authority is a big deal, and you got to do everything in order and authority. And I've done watched other people stand up that didn't have their head covered saying anything. So I don't have my head covered, so I'm not supposed to say anything. But so I look over the shepherd guy, and now he's a former deadhead Jew. and so I look over at him and I was like, would it be okay if I speak? And he's like, yeah. So here they are thinking I'm going to have this big confession about how they're right and I'm wrong, right?
Yeah. This is not where they think it's going. Little do you know, when you started your day, this is going to be it.
So I related it to what I had been going through about living a lie and stuff. I really brought that out, and they thought I was coming to this big repentance thing.
And it was...
And I started reading verses about how God hates a lying tongue and something else. And then I was going to read the one about, what was it? I was going to read the one, there was one special one, and I was like, but I couldn't find it. And I was like, and then he's like, wait a minute. And he's like, are you talking about Hillsboro, about that? And I was like, yeah. I was like, he's like, are you saying that they lied? And I was like,
well, they did, didn't they, bitch?
That's pretty much. I said, well, I was like, Hedva didn't go into labor, and they planned to lie about that to get them to come back. That's
gotcha.
And he's like,
motherfucker.
He's like, you can sit down now. So I just immediately sit down, keep my energy straight, cool, and everything, and said what I had to say. All my people that was there, that needed to be there, was there, and I said what I said.
Damn,
and then
you a gangster.
Yeah. So afterwards, they call me. Afterwards, everybody else goes to do a Jesse Goodman, which is when everybody goes out and does a job. The whole community goes out and does something. Like if it's in the garden and stuff got behind, everybody's weeding, everybody's picking, whatever we're doing. And and so I wound up on the back porch of the gathering place and talking to the leaders, and I'm just like, well, I was like, I just can't. This is not gonna work. I was like, I can't do this. This is a lie, and I can't do it. And I'm not gonna ever be, this is the only truth. And I'm just like, no, you have no idea. I asked God for experiences that I could not deny, just like they had in the book of Acts. And so that's what I did. And yeah. So anyway.
That brings you here.
Yeah. They were like, what? Do you have anywhere to go? I was like, yeah. I was like, I got somewhere to go. I got a job waiting on me.
Got to get out of here.
Yeah. I was like, they're like, do you need, how are you going to get there? Do you need to get there? I was like, I'd like to fly. And I'd like about $200 petty cash. Or I said I'd like some petty cash to eat on before I make my connection to my people. And they were like, okay. So that's what happened.
Wow. And you were done so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, in 15,
that seems like a clean
in 15
exit.
minutes, they had me a flight that was Tuesday morning at like 8 o'clock. By Tuesday afternoon, by I think it was like maybe 6 or 7 when I got here to the tavern.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a lot safer of a community than Murder Hill, though.
Yeah.
Murder Mountain. There.
Yeah.
So that seemed like a nice parting of the ways.
In a way it was. I knew how to look out for the dangers on Murder Mountain.
Yeah. You had seen that
in
side
these
of
communities.
things.
It's not so much because it's subtle and it's narcissistic and it's I almost died twice. Yeah, I mean, just because they wouldn't listen to me about my own health. Like, I've been in this body 40 years. I know what it's doing. I have my connection to my higher power. I've healed myself before. Like, why can you not listen to me about my own body?
Yeah.
And then I woke up one morning, my eyes were jaundiced, and I couldn't eat, and they were still trying to make me eat, and I was like, no, I need to fast. I'm like, okay, y'all know what fasting, right? Yeah, no, they don't believe in fasting like that. They talk about it, they read about it, but they don't
practice.
Well, they do, but it's just like their fasting is like a few hours on one certain special Sabbath day. It's so weird. And even then, their own kids are stashing apples and stuff under their beds. It's ridiculous.
What So when you do it, what do you do?
When I fast, I just stop eating.
For
first of all, and then just start juice and water, and then down to water. That's all.
Nice.
But yeah, so they wouldn't let me do it, and then I told one of the ones that I was close to that I kind of got counsel with. I was like, look, I love y'all, but I'm fixing to die. Because they won't let me take care of my health.
Yeah.
So I'm fixing to leave, and I'm going to go get my health took care of, and then I'll come back. Because at the time I thought, no. So immediately after that, they decided that now it was time to get me a doctor's appointment and stuff. Turns out the top part of my colon, CT scan, was stopped up, and I had a fibroid cyst on my uterus. So that was the last of that. So I got vitamins and supplements to kind of counter all that, and still dealing with it.
Yeah.
But I think I'm in the healing process of that.
Good.
Yeah, I'm on the other end of that. I'm no longer just like suffering and then trying to work and keep suffering. That was the worst part. There was no rest. Even the Sabbath was a joke.
Work day.
The Sabbath was a joke.
And the higher ups, they get more leisure time, obviously.
Some of them do.
Oh, not all of them.
It's really weird. It depends on the community sometimes. Some of them handle it better than others. Community I was in, for the most part.
When you are.
Thank you. The guys got.
I mean, technically, I have less balls than him than you.
Oh, you won it. Technically you did win.
It was a weird dynamic.
I think so. You're the one that hacked my balls.
Because they were supposed to be, the men were supposed to be in charge, but like the women were doing all the work and everything. So it's like same patriarchal bullshit as Christianity on fleek. It was terrible. The women there, I saw dynamics that they weren't supposed to have, that we have in the world, that they like frown upon the world about, like, oh, people in the world act like this. No, y'all act like that too. Mm-hmm. You sure do. That beats all I ever saw.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah.
So that brings us fucking here.
Yeah.
And a hell of an October season.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I mean, this has got to be a great community for you. Everyone here loves you.
It was good to come back. I didn't realize that people loved me that much. I really didn't. And then I get back and I got my regulars hollering at me and
crazy
and everybody, and then alumni coming in and being like, Marathon! And I'm like, ah.
Wild.
I didn't know they cared that much. I might have done things a little differently if I'd have known how much people cared. But then again, I might not have. I was a pretty isolated person, even though I was around everybody all the time.
It's weird how that works.
Yeah.
I see that with our interconnectedness. We're more connected than we've ever been, and at the same time, no one even talks.
Right.
There are so many directions we can take this conversation in, but we touched on dark witchcraft at the bottom of that Christianity in Kentucky. I think that's a lot, something that most people don't understand. What is, like, what do you mean by witchcraft? You see people practicing spiritual things, like?
No, you won't see them doing it, and they don't never talk about it. They go to church and they play Christian, but when they go home, they are casting spells, they're doing things. You're wondering why your kid got sick or why this or that happens, because you open your mouth and you said something to somebody who's got a little envy and a little malice, and they want to use their intentions to mess your life up a little.
Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think many people think that witchcraft is present in today's society.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Witchcraft, and that's funny too, because the definition of witchcraft, and it's like the definition of a cult. You should look them up. And cult, because it's like when once you understand what the word actually means, it's like, oh yeah, that totally is by definition it's a cult. But what was the word we were looking for? You asked me something right before that, and
what do we practice? Witchcraft is like voodoo, maybe. Most people don't believe that witchcraft is a thing in today's society.
It's everywhere, and it's not even like witchcraft. Manifestation and prayers, like Christian prayers, biblical things like that, is full. The Bible is full of spells and magic.
Absolute magic.
It is. I mean, from the time I was raised Christian, so I had the Bible from the time I was tiny, and I was told, this is the only truth. This is the truth, and so I took the whole thing as the truth, like except for the parts where I read that it didn't account for the same amount of people in this part, and yeah, you could see where there were lies, but as far as manifesting things and how to, kingdom secrets and things like that, it's all in there.
Oh yeah.
But it's in there for those who have eyes to see, and yeah, it's the same principles that they say on all these new age, which is like old school. It's old knowledge.
So that's one of the things that I've definitely touched on in the podcast a lot, is it would be naive to think that anyone with information that has a desire for power wouldn't try and hide some of that information to maintain the power.
Exactly.
Now, if you play that out over time, you can understand how different sects of people would have different pockets of knowledge that was hidden from the rest of society.
Oh, yeah.
The church talks about it openly. Over hundreds of years where Christianity had to go underground to be kept from those who were persecuting Christianity. It is the same idea, the same principles. And when we think about like manifestation and energy and consciousness, which we've touched a lot on, we all have a certain amount of power that we have just by the nature of our own energy and what we focus on.
Right.
And I, as a naive numbnuts walking around the world, never even thought about utilizing that in any sort of way to try and bring about magical things in my life.
Right.
Until a certain time when you start wondering, hey, wait a minute, I do have this power and stuff. And if you're a numbnuts like me, you stumble upon it yourself, and then you have to go looking out into the world and being like, oh, wait a minute, where is all? It's everywhere. It's all over the place. It's all the things. It's everything. It's all the things.
Yes.
So how could, of course the witchcraft is real. Of course the voodoo is real. If you convince a bunch of people that you live 10 years ahead of them and you're in the future, guess what, motherfucker? You're in the future to them. You're in the future to them because they all believe it. And they're walking about their daily lives like it's real.
Yep.
So there's many ways that you can cast people under a spell, and you don't necessarily need special knowledge to do so.
No.
But if
people
there is
do it
special
inadvertently all the
knowledge-
time, not knowing it.
Yeah, but if there is special knowledge, especially in communities that believe, especially in that sort of thing, And I can see how. Wow.
Right. Once you see the power of your words, if you care, you really start watching what you say and how you say it, because you don't want, it's like when you have kids and you tell you, get down from there, you're going to fall.
You're
introducing that into their reality, that they're going to fall. But it's your fear, not theirs.
Projected on them.
Yeah, it's your fear. And so if you say, hey, watch your step and be careful that you don't fall, or even leave that you don't fall out of it, then that leaves it wide open for the child to be watchful and to take care of their own business. And you don't have to worry about them falling because they're being watchful.
You created a reality for them to step into.
Yeah.
I heard spelling comes from spell casting, right? You're casting spells. Spell casting. There's so many different ways. I think energy is hard to hide things. Even where the Latin root necessarily doesn't mean etymologically the same thing, but you still end up with something that sounds familiar. I don't know.
Right.
That makes so much. That's so crazy, though. It's so weird that most people don't have any tangible amount of time that they've spent thinking about that, and that being a possibility.
Oh, wow. I had kids. I had to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, after the first couple years and what you're doing is not working, you kind of like, okay,
I have a weird question.
God,
for you.
what in the world do I do with these human beings that I've been given to raise? How do I do this right? How do I not warp them as warped as I am? And that was part of it. It was just like, okay, watch what you say. Speak life into their life.
So incredibly smart. How do you think information comes to you? How do you think it travels? This is one that I mull over all the time.
I think it's like a telepathic connection in a way, or it's definitely energetic, like with your aura, your auric field and your energy body. I think you send and you receive lots more messages than what we've been told to be aware of.
Yeah.
And the more you're aware of that and how it works, and the more how you see it work with other people, you can actually shift things. Like even like at late night in the bar here, if I'm observing and I'm seeing something starting to conspire and I can feel that energy and that I can sense their aura, because I can't see aura colors, but I can sense the feeling of the aura. Like I can feel the colors. If the colors were a feeling or something, I don't know, but
you're reading energy in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'm reading the energy, and so it's like if I sense that, then I'm gonna be the first one to let the doorman know, hey, we got something going on over here, and he's got his way to call everybody and diffuse it before it even happens. And that's like the best thing, because it's just a lot of paperwork. I don't even have to do it, but I can imagine. It's just like, I think that's why the cops have appreciated my presence in different places where I've lived, because like people just do different, and their jobs aren't as hard, and people aren't as belligerent, and
in a way you're
and
jumping
stuff.
out into the future and diffusing the situation before it even happens, and coming back into the present, and people appreciate that.
Yep. It's like, here, let me reach around you, just fix that right quick.
It is wild. There's so many different theories. There's one picture which maybe I'll put up, but it's like the Platonic field. Like all ideas exist right above your head. It's you vibrate at the one that you want to like vibrate at the thing. I talk about energy, frequency, vibration. Nikola Tesla's famous quote, if you want to understand the world, the keys to the universe are energy, frequency, and vibration, something like that. When I started thinking in context of Tesla's energy, frequency, vibration, that's when I started to, I feel like, understand patterns, understand that we can shoot a look at someone from across the room, so therefore it must be traveling through a medium, because our energies are interacting. And they have to be interacting on some plane that we all
Right.
exist in.
We might not be able to see it. It's like the like with the solar storms here. It's like people are like, "Oh, I wish I could see that." Like, really, all you have.
Oh, yeah.
And I was
it's
that way.
affecting you.
Yeah, I was that way at first because I was like, "Oh, you can barely see it. It's just a little smudge of green in the black." But when I got my camera out with my phone, I could see the colors so much more because it was through the lens of the camera, and it's so much more fine than my human eye. And I was just like, just get your camera, people. Go and get, it's out there.
All of these things that they're imperceptible to the human ear or the human eye, but they're happening to us and they're having effect on us in real time.
Oh, yeah.
Blue light's a huge example of this that everyone can understand and have some interaction with. When you're staring at your phone all night, guess what? It's going to be a little while before you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Unless you run yourself to death. Which
Yeah.
Lord knows that I did for a long time before I understood all the things that were affecting me. But if you truly want to understand, you have to grow out of that pattern, which
Yep.
is like you are such an example of the person that got out of that town in Kentucky. Do you know what I mean? You got out. You won the lottery. And in order to do that, you had
Yep.
to become a genius because you had to figure out patterns that you didn't understand. You had to climb outside of the box that
Yep.
was your reality. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's what we all have to do, though. We realize that it's Plato's cave, and it just plays out over and over and over again. And
Yep.
little do you know, you find yourself right back in Plato's cave right there in Hillsboro.
Oh,
And
dear
you got to
God.
get yourself out of it right again.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
I think I probably had a change when I started thinking about gratitude and introducing it into my daily practice.
Yes, that's what changed everything for me. When I was in West Virginia, I was just like, I didn't have a whole lot of gratitude. I mean, I did for certain things, but not. I was like, I don't have this, I don't have that. And then, like, when I flipped the script on that one, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to be grateful for what I have. And then everything started flowing to me.
Yeah.
The way to get out, all the money, gas, food I needed, whatever I needed came to me. And I was just thrilled with it. And I also think that was kind of part of the whole community thing too, was I needed that. I did do some work and heal through some things. Took me a long time to get used to their schedule because, like, really, there ain't no rest. There is no real Sabbath because you're still cooking. You're still having to set out food for 40 people because you cooked it the day before. And it's just like, you don't get a day off.
It never stops.
No.
You're in the constant churn.
Yeah.
But you needed that for some reason.
Yeah, I needed some of that stability and that love, because regardless of whether they're right or wrong or ignorant or in the know, they had love.
Yeah.
And I love so many of those people, and it's just like so hard for me to like try to figure out the balance and not betraying the love that I have for them with the truth, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Allowing people to be
Like
on
being
their own.
honest without being hurtful, maybe, but like I think with anything, like if somebody is just like, wow, I tried your culture and it's really messed up and it's really wrong, you know, it would be a shock to somebody to hear that. You know, it's like, well, it's kind of hard, but it's like I've been studying you guys for a year.
But at the same time, you want to let them do their choice, right? They
Yeah.
make their own decisions. If that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
they're looking for and that's what they love, then
Yeah.
it may be because it's the only thing they know, but it's still their choice.
Yeah, and it's just like, as long as they know that there's a choice out here. A lot of them feel like they don't have a choice, or like the world's close enough to the end of it that they don't you know, that they're better off where they are instead of trying to do something different. Some of them know, you know, some of them don't believe exactly what everybody's supposed to believe, but they're there because the way of life is something that way of life is something they choose.
Yeah.
Because it's simpler in a way. In a way it is, because you don't have to worry about bills or nothing. You just keep working, and don't ask no questions. And things get took care of, and most of the time you get to eat, and then...
That's a lot of the way people live with the government, though.
Yeah.
Like,
And
a lot
that
of
was
the
the
people.
funniest thing, is that they didn't understand. I was like, well, you know, it's kind of hard because you're no different from the welfare mothers that you talk about. It's like you've got these mothers that keep having kids because you're trying to raise up this thing called the male child. And so you've got that going on. You've got the dad somewhere on the farm doing work during the day. You've got the mom trying to raise all the kids. And who's footing all those bills? Who's buying that kid braces?
You're
The single
work?
disciples, the people who work,
Yeah.
you know? And it's just
Working
like,
a job.
yeah, and so it's kind of just like the welfare system.
Yeah.
Like our money that we work for goes to provide all the things that your children need because you're staying at home and raising your children.
Yeah, it reminds me of the government.
They're all there.
Yeah.
Different.
But I'll just leave the table.
It was the same model, and I was like, how are they not seeing that they're the same? Are they just really,
Yo, Tobias,
you know?
I'm gonna miss them one
But
more.
they were some of the best people.
Yeah.
And especially like the ones that started out at first, when it first started. Those were the people I stuck with, was the originals, I called them.
The OGs.
Yeah, the OGs. Yes.
I think it's so hard to deny the empathy that you want to have for someone that's in a situation that you think could be better for them, right?
Right.
But we have to grow past that empathy and learn to have compassion and say that, like, that's a choice. It's a choice. It's each one of our choices.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that may be their walk. That might be the spirit journey that they signed up for. That might be their soul contract to live out that life
For
in that
reasons that
community.
you can't be possibly able
Right.
to understand.
Yeah, and so, like, even I count that as a valuable part of my journey. Because I did get to take a break from all the drugs, the sex, the crazy shit. There was none of that extra bullshit, and I could just focus on calming down where my nervous system had just been so
Overloaded for a while.
overloaded. Yeah, protection mode, survival mode for like the past 10 years. It's just like woo-wee.
Yeah.
And then it was really on high in West Virginia. They always, yeah, it was strange because like they definitely insisted that like I at least do one illegal drug, so I had to smoke weed.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God weed was illegal.
Oh, yeah.
So that way they made sure I wasn't a fed. It was so crazy. And I still have one of them still text me once in a while. It's like, are you sure you're not a fed? I'm like, dude, those are papers that everybody has to fill out. Because they found some papers in my truck that was like the ones you got to fill out and make sure that you're not an illegal alien, the NSA stuff. And said that I worked for them.
Oh, my God. So they thought, oh, my God.
I was like, oh my God, that's so...
Do you
Bless its heart. It's so ignorant.
do you let your mind run wild and think what could be in the mountains in West Virginia?
Oh, yeah.
Aliens?
For sure. Sasquatches, for sure.
What do you think Sasquatch is?
Wookiees.
Really?
Yeah.
You think they're experimenting on animals and everything?
No. I think
You just think there's more?
I'm gonna take on the thoughts of a dear friend of mine that lived on top of one of those mountains, and he said that he believed that Pocahontas County was a place where intergalactic traveling like a pit stop or like a truck stop,
Yeah.
an intergalactic
Portal
truck
or
stop,
anything, or-
and that's where the Sasquatches come from. So they're like Wookiees, like Star Wars and shit. And so they're here, and then they come through and they pass through, and they're just like, they're just here to restock and keep it moving.
Matthias DiStefano, that guy that I had told you about, the spiritual guy who remembers all of his past lives or claims to. That's why I asked you, because I was just out of curiosity, I wanted to see if it lined up. He said that he calls Bigfoot what humans used to be, but they're very spiritual creatures, and you can only see them if you like align with their energy, and they won't be visible to, like most people, they won't be visible to because they.
Nope.
And they choose to be in solitude. I don't know if this is like the same thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So interesting. West Virginia, mountain something, mama, right? What's that song?
We went to West Virginia.
Oh,
West Virginia University.
crazy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, she's seen some things in West Virginia, and that energy in those hills, boys.
I reckon.
Can't miss it.
Oh,
Shoot.
that's wild.
Yeah, Pocahontas County was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, though.
I looked at the pictures from the top of the mountain that you had on Instagram. Looks unbelievable. The sun peeking through over those mountaintops.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I think they're in the mountains. I think the government's got bases in all these goddamn mountains.
They
You know about
Stay on the
Cheyenne,
tube.
Wyoming? They have the...
Oh, there was stuff like, we noticed, like traveling kids and dirty kids noticing all these roadways, all these highways that they were like just demolishing and building, like where there's only like a lot. They're making it where there's like only one road in and one road out to a lot of places.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've been working on that for years because that was back when I was traveling back and forth from California.
Well, it also makes sense. There's a COG, they call it, continuation of government. If anything were to happen to the Capitol and they would need to send the entire government underground, they have the capability to do so in a couple different locations.
Oh, yeah. They got one of those in Knoxville, Tennessee for sure. I don't know if they would use that facility or not because it's a nuclear
See, but
place.
that's the thing is we're not allowed to know about any of these things. They declassify some of it, but they got to be doing way more than what they're telling us.
Well, I mean, it's hard when you see the stuff. You
I
talk
know.
to the locals, and the locals are like, yeah, this is normal.
And just last year, New Jersey, remember all the drones over New Jersey last Christmas, or was it 2 Christmases ago, and up and down the East Coast?
I was
Whatever those
in
things
community. I missed it.
were? Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like no, unless it's like a war or something going on with Israel or something, they don't
For
usually.
2 weeks, there were drones hanging out in New Jersey in the skies, and nobody would say anything about it. It was Biden was still in office. It might have been last year before Trump took over. And then all of a sudden, everybody just forgot, never talked about it again. Trump said it was some sort of military test, but bullshit.
Yeah.
By who? Who's military? Defense contractors doing it without the White House's knowledge? So you guys lying about that, we're just trying to scare the public? Like, it's one thing or the other. You caught him in a lie. You know what I mean? Just like you caught that community in a lie. It's the same bullshit, except for there's nobody
Right.
big enough to call out the fucking government.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to. I mean, part of me wanted to blow them up, and then like write this big email and to headquarters and be like, look, this is what's going on, and this is what's happening, and this is why your community's not growing. But like at the same time, do I really want to help their communities grow?
Yeah.
They got some fabulous products. I love and support those people. I guess it'd be just like any other people group that I've got, It's like send them some love, and if they call and they need something, or the kids are hungry and they need a little help with something, then so be it. We'll send it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. I built a lot of relationships with the kids, and that was the hardest part of leaving, was they were used to me being that disciple, and I didn't get to be myself and be as loving and stuff as I am out here in the wide world. But
They got to see a piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got.
And that is an
That's a
energetic
seed.
spot that they can come back to, should they ever choose to.
Yep. I just hope they didn't lie to me like they kind of lie about me.
Yeah.
Like they kind of did about some of the other people.
Just like we were saying before,
That left.
they'll continue to rewrite history.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry about AI?
In what sense?
We were also talking a little bit before this about, for me, it gave me a language to talk about all of the programming that's going on in people's daily life now that everybody's afraid of artificial intelligence. They're afraid that the phone's going to take over. The programming's already happening, buddy. Now we have the language to talk about it. You're being programmed by the television. You're being programmed by the community.
By the radio.
So we're all... Last year I did the Breakheart Consciousness Diaries, and it made me realize that humans are afraid of artificial intelligence because artificial intelligence tomorrow is going to do the jobs humans are doing today. We are afraid artificial intelligence is going to wake up tomorrow. We are the ones capable of waking up today, but that's the same problem we've all been under. The whole goddamn time is waking up from the programming and getting outside the box.
Yep.
That's it.
I think that's what's coming is a huge awakening. I mean, it's happening. I feel like it's happening because I'm seeing different things on social media, but I feel it happening like within myself too. And it's just like, wow, I'm waking up to different things. And it's like, okay, I'm no longer.
You can't be asleep to
I
the
can't
things you
associate
might
my
do.
energy with that anymore.
Yes, I'm with you. I feel that 100%. All those things that are happening in the sky are a reflection of us on Earth in some ways, as above, so below. You know what I mean?
Right.
So should you go for
Yes,
and
definitely.
rice for McCaffrey?
This has been a crazy podcast. I don't know where we're
Yeah,
at.
it has.
Time-wise.
Me neither.
Or pig?
It's been pretty wild.
I guess this might be a time for us to wrap it up, Mary Todd.
That sounds good.
Is there anything else you wanted to touch on that I didn't get a chance to
Oh, wow.
investigate? That you wanted
Oh, wow.
to?
That was
we can
just
take
like-
this anywhere. We can go as long as you want if you want to touch on
Ooh-wee.
anything else. And
I don't guess so. That was like quite a bit. That's like the biggest part of my life, I think,
know.
in
I
the
think
last
you did an unbelievable
couple hours.
recap of it. I mean, there was just so much. Everyone in this restaurant got like a little snippet of like some part of your life in casual conversation. And as we're all having casual conversations with each other, I was like, did you know this about Mary Todd? And they're like, no way. Did you know this about Mary Todd? It's like, really? What about this? And then and then I'm like, oh man, we need to put this puzzle together. We need to document this shit.
Oh,
This
wow.
has got to be one of the best podcasts we've done by now, for sure. 91, 92 into this. This is amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you think you're a genius?
Are we calling?
Yeah, we are.
I might be pretty smart. I don't know about genius.
We talked on this. You just got your fortune read, or
Yeah.
down the street here.
Now you
And do you want to tell everybody what maybe our past lives are?
All right, I'll cook
Oh.
some stuff and send it your way.
But he's not giving up. He's throwing it in there.
We don't have to. If you
I don't
don't want to. If you want to keep this for you, we don't have to send this out to the world.
See, he's telling me.
Nah, we don't want nobody else getting scared out there. They'd be like, oh, God, that bitch is back.
Yeah. No,
Let's
she's
get her.
a spiritual gangster. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the ones that would be shaking in their boots, that is spiritual gangster.
Yeah.
Those people, you know.
This was so nice. Thank you for doing it.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm so glad I got to do it before I go anywhere else or
Oh, this is not
whatever's
the last
going
time.
on.
You're now officially coming back. We want updates. Are you kidding me? I want to be the first number in your phone next time some crazy shit happens.
It's like, Mary Todd, what's going on with that
Oh,
hurricane down
I
there in
am
Florida right now?
So excited to have you in my Rolodex. I'm so excited to have you as a friend. Oh my God.
Same.
The conversations we've had, just being able to walk down the street and get a couple rocks together, it's just like nice to have someone on my vibrational level sometimes. All right, guys, we just finished the podcast. The camera died. We were just wrapping up. Mary Todd, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I cannot wait to catch up again wherever you're at in your adventures and everything going on.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, there's new chapters coming, so there's more.
There's so much more I want to go back into.
There's like definitely the prequel.
That was it, chapter 1. There will be
Yes.
more to be continued with Mary Todd. Thank you so much. I love you. Take back your consciousness, guys. We are
Yes.
out. If you want to find out where else you can listen to this broadcast and you're a human, you can go to MugsyTheCreator.com. If you're a robot, I got nothing for you. I mean, unless you can subscribe over here, or you can click this playlist. If you're a robot, you can do that. That would definitely help. Like, subscribe, whatever you want. Thanks a lot, guys.